Welcome back to LaExcellence Bengaluru presents current issue of the day, episode number 142. In this episode, we will be going to a space, and the space mission which we will be discussing is AXIOM-4 or shortcut AX4. Okay. Imagine an Indian Air Force captain aboard a space mission in the space lower Earth orbit carrying ISRO's secret mission. That is what AXIOM-4 mission is. That is where Indian space dreams are made into reality. That is what AXIOM-4 for India means. We will be discussing what is this AX4 mission and what are the secret missions carried about this mission and also what it entails to India. Okay. So this is not a new news. It has been in news very recently also, and UPSC has already asked a question about this in the prelims. So there might be relative questions in the mains. You never know. So just have a basic idea about what this AXIOM-4 mission is. In syllabus, obviously it comes under GS3 Science and Tech, achievements of Indians in science and technology, and collaborations of ISRO in science and technology. And then context is the launch of AXIOM-4 mission, a private mission to the International Space Station, has finally lifted off after several postponements due to weather conditions. Okay, so that is what has finally been lifted off. The mission was long due only because of the weather conditions. They were not able to lift off. So now the weather condition is favorable, and as a result, the spacecraft has lifted off. Okay, so our overview of AXIOM-4 mission is the organizer of the mission is Axiom Space, which is a private company. Very important, a private company. Objective is to transport an international crew to the International Space Station for a period of 14-day mission. Okay, International Space Station, it is a large 2 football size field big space station that is revolving around the Earth in the lower Earth orbit. So any mission or anything that has to be conducted in the space is done by the International Space Station. It acts as a harbor for people going from space, Earth to the space. Okay. Then launch site from where it is being launched is Kennedy Space Station or Space Center in Florida. This is the Kennedy Space Station, a space center in Florida. And the launch vehicle, it is again another private vehicle, SpaceX Falcon 9. SpaceX is the company of Elon Musk, and then spacecraft is again SpaceX Crew Dragon. So everything is mainly done by the private individuals or private companies. Partnerships, very important, in collaboration with NASA, showcasing public-private partnership synergy in space exploration is ISRO. ISRO is also part of this mission, so that is why it becomes very important. And also one of the crew member is also an Indian. That is why it is very important for us. So the crew members here, first one is the Peggy Whitson, who is a veteran NASA astronaut, and then Stavros Uznaski, any name with a ski, is a person from Poland. He is representing growing Poland's presence in space. And then there is Tibor Kapu, who is from Hungary, highlighting Hungary's space aspirations. And finally, the captain of this group, Shubhanshu Shukla. Shubhanshu Shukla is the Indian representative of this mission. Marks a historic moment for India with representation on private international space mission. That is why it becomes very important. And the name of Captain Shubhanshu Shukla becomes important for your prelims, or anyway you can rate it or use it in your essay as well or ethics as well. Okay, very important, remember the name. So this is the crew members. And then what is the significance of this mission for India? Significance of mission is that it emphasizes the growing ISRO and NASA collaboration. The mission is a result of strategic cooperation, paving the way for deeper international partnerships. Okay, and then There is also, it is a precursor to Gaganyaan. As we know, Gaganyaan is India's ambitious project to send Indian astronauts into the space. Okay, before this, it acts as a precursor or a stepping stone or a rehearsal to Gaganyaan. India's experiments on AX-4 serves as the early testing ground for India's upcoming human spaceflight program, that is Gaganyaan. That is why AX-4 mission is very important for India's perspective. Now, so key Indian experiments on AX-4 is that India is not just sending the astronaut into the space just for the sake of it. They are sending them for a purpose. That is, there are certain experiments to be conducted by the Indian space station or Indian space astronaut there, which will be further useful for our Gaganyaan mission. So, few of the experiments are, one is muscle dysfunction in microgravity. As we know, the gravity of the earth is 9.8 meter per second. When we move away from the earth and when we enter the space, there is microgravity, meaning the gravity is not as strong as there it is on the surface of the earth. So there, because of the microgravity, you will be floating and it has impact on all the organs of your body, especially the muscles. Many a times in the initially when people began going to the space, most of the people started suffering from muscle dysfunction because of the microgravity. Okay, muscle started dysfunctioning. So before we send our Indian astronauts, we have to just try an experiment how it is going to affect muscles. Studying biological changes in space for long-term missions, and then cognitive effects of screen use in zero gravity. What will be the cognitive effect on using the screen in zero gravity? What will be the effect on the mind of the astronauts which are going about space? Crucial for designing the space interfaces. And then growth of 6 crop seed varieties, very important. 6 crop seed varieties, testing agricultural viability in extraterrestrial environments. Okay, this the far-fetched but can be a reality in the future. When the earth is a barren land, when earth is no longer able to support the agriculture, many people think Mars or any other space to be the alternative viability for agriculture. So this is a long-term state, but still a good one. Then tardigrade survival. What are tardigrades? Tardigrades are microorganisms. They are investigating how these resilient organisms endure space, aiding research in life support and biosurvival. These are the certain microorganisms which are found everywhere, be it volcanoes, be it underwater, be it under the ocean and underground, etc., etc. And it has been found that they are also capable of surviving the space as well. Okay, because they are biological organisms, if they can endure space, if we study their mechanisms, we can also apply this to the larger organisms like human beings. Okay, and then why does AX-4 matters? Why does this mission matter to India? First is, it enhances India's profile in global space exploration. It strengthens science diplomacy through ISRO-NASA synergy. This can be replicated with ISRO ESA, ISRO JAXA or ISRO CNSA, etc., etc. Provides critical data for further missions like Gaganyaan and deep space exploration. So that is why this mission becomes very important for us. So though the mission was very small, but is very important, that is why I have taken up this mission for today's discussion. If you have any doubts, you can write in the comment box, and if you have any other topics to be discussed, especially from the mains perspective, then do drop in the box also. We will be discussing the topic as well. So if you like the video, then please hit the like button, comment on it, and also share with your friends. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind.